Hello everyone, it's Janki. Welcome back to another video. So today's video will not really be me talking about the books. I would rather want you and me to get familiarized with some of the books that have been banned. Okay, so the reason about why I plan on doing this video is a few days back I had a conversation with someone from my school, and we were talking about one book, and the conversation went on that how it must have been banned and stuff like that. So I thought it would be better if we get to know what books are banned and the reasons why they are banned and why were they being challenged. So I think I should probably divide this video into two parts. In the first part, I'll specifically talk about books that have been banned in India, and in later part it's mostly America. So I'll not be doing much talking, but let's see. I'll also get to know what all books are banned in India. So the introduction of this site, which is named 10 books that were banned in India for various reasons. So the description here goes like this. India's reputation for being a little close-minded has always been a point of discussion, whether it's with equal rights, social issues, or even literature. From being deemed too harmful to one's nation's integrity to just getting offended, books are banned in India for all kinds of reasons. So yes, I'll agree to this point. So many things are done in the name of protecting the country's interests, maintaining its integrity, and they often get fused with communities getting offended with some kind of book, which I perfectly don't mind. A very rough idea of the books that I think have been banned in India is mostly on religious lines. Let's get into the list of these books and see why are they banned. So the first book here is The Satanic Verses by Salman Rushdie. It is banned for allegedly being insulting to the Prophet. I really don't know about this book. It's written that Salman Rushdie's fourth novel is banned in India and a bunch of other countries. A large chunk of Muslim community feel that it contains insults to the legend of Prophet Muhammad. The next book we have here is The Hindus, an Alternative History by, is it Wendy Doniger? I don't really know how to pronounce the surname, but so it was banned for portraying Indian gods in a humorous way. I'm telling you, most of the things in India that are being banned or there are controversies around is religion. I really want to see in what way the Indian gods are depicted in a humorous manner. The next book we have is The Ramayana by Aubrey Menon. So it's banned because it presents Ramayana as a satire. So now the description here written is, Aubrey's reputation as a satirist couldn't help his light-hearted and jovial version of the Indian mythological epic being banned. Conservative Hindus aren't known for their sense of humor and got the book banned in 1956. That's such a silly reason for a book to be banned. So the mention of Ramayana makes me recall that I ordered the book called The Forest of Enchantments, which talks about Ramayana from Sita's perspective. So it basically has all the instances of gender inequality that this epic presents. I think if it weren't for the rising propaganda of Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, I think they would have banned that too. That's such a silly reason to ban a book, really, for being a satire. Next we have Jinnah, India Partition Independence by Jaswant Singh. So it is banned for being sympathetic towards Jinnah. So it says this book was banned for portraying Jinnah in an objective manner rather than a demonized nation breaker. It criticized the policies of Nehru and Sardar Patel, which, as you all know, will get anyone asked fact or no. I mean, we have been taught for I don't know how many years that it was Jinnah who was at fault, right? We've always seen Indian nationalist leaders being glorified and eulogized. But have we ever tried to see through the lens of the other side? I guess not, because we're socialized like that. So I don't really know much about Jinnah, but I won't villainize him and him alone. You know what I mean? So the next book that was banned in India was Lajja by Taslima Nasreen, and it was banned for hurting Muslim sentiments. So another member of the Fatwa clan, this Bangladeshi author's book based on the demolition of Babri Masjid in 1993 was banned in India. It is said to have been offensive to Muslims and insulting to Islam. Now I can really see why this book was banned. So here we have a book ban on religious lines again. I'm hoping something interesting would come out. What I'm getting is just books banned so that they don't hurt any religious community. Now next is An Area of Darkness by V.S. Naipaul. So it is banned for portraying India in an objective manner. That's a certainly vague description. Let's read further. So this story by the controversial author about his travels through India in the 16s was banned almost immediately. The straight up social reflection and the focus on the hardships of India is thought to be the reason it was banned, as most higher ups are wont to do. I think it's really a very vague description for why it was being banned. I mean, portraying India in an objective manner. Really? Next, we have The Heart of India by Alexander Campbell. And it has been written in inverted commas right here that it was banned for being repulsive. And further it reads, this book cannot be imported into India. Published in 1958, it was about India's economic policies and politics, and it was banned for being repulsive. As if we don't already know the economic policies of India. So see, such vague justifications for being banned. Huh? Oh, next, this is something interesting, I think. It says The Polyester Prince, The Rise of Dhirubhai Ambani by Hamish MacDonald. And it was banned for tarnishing the Ambani family's image. Now that's something different from religious lines. It says, this unofficial biography didn't even get printed and was banned in 1988. Most publishers refused to put it out as the Ambanis claimed it was slanderous and threatened legal action. There's really not much you can do in court against the richest people in the country, is there? So, I just realized that the way I've been talking for the past few minutes, you might think that I'm supporting these banned books, which for some cases is true. But this doesn't mean that I really am an authentic person to judge them. It's just for fun. So these were some of the books that are banned in India, and I thought they're quite vague. Now, let us jump onto another site and look at the books that are banned in America. Oh, I got something even better. It says a surprising list of recently banned books. So these are some recently banned books in America, and the first one being 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. And even though I haven't read the book, I have seen the TV show, and I completely get why people must have challenged this book. So it's written here, ever since its publication in 2007, Asher's best-selling book has divided opinions. The young adult novel tells the story of a high school student's suicide through a series of cassette tapes where she leaves behind 13 reasons for why she committed suicide, and these 13 reasons are practically the 13 persons whom she met in high school, and these people now have to fit in what role did they play, fit in the puzzle of what role did they play in her death. So, despite being hailed as a valuable tool in igniting conversations about suicide, bullying and consent, schools in Canada and Colorado hauled the books from their library shelves after concerned parents complained. The controversy was reignited in 2017 with the release of controversial Netflix adaptation and has become one of the most banned, challenged and restricted books in America. Seeing the TV show, which was really very good, I don't really know about the book. It has many content and trigger warnings, but I also feel that it's really important for students to see it. not to get ideas out of it, but to see the importance of what a high schooler or a normal teenager faces. So next we have The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian by Sherman Alexie. So, I haven't heard of this book, and it tells about a story of a 14-year boy who leaves his Spokane Indian reservation to attend an all-white high school, upset a lot of different people for a lot of reasons. The multiple award-winning coming-of-age novel was lauded upon its 2008 publication for tackling such touchpoint issues as racial identity, bullying, poverty, disability, and more. And as a result, many schools across America incorporated it into their curriculums. Then came the complaints. They ranged from its use of filthy words to reference to masturbation to themes viewed by many as anti-Christian. At least 17 schools across US crossed it off their reading list. I just want to point this out. I know some of these reasons are really petty, and so it says that it contains filthy words and reference to masturbation and themes viewed by many as anti-Christian. First and foremost thing, there's no way you can refrain your child from learning filthy words by just not letting him or her reading a book. Secondly, it's really important for teenagers, mostly young adults, to know about certain topics and to know about what goes on with their body. And references to masturbation, I don't really think helps in that matter, because they already must be knowing about it, but they just got a word for it. Going on, we have China Dream by Ma Jian or Ma Hian. I don't really know. All 7 of Ma Hian's novels are banned in China, and so is he. Definitely must be an interesting personality. So, he is now a British citizen, but the 500 mile between him and his homeland have not blunted the ire he has for the regime that shut him out. The title of his latest novel, China Dream, which is the phrase lifted directly from President Jinping, who uses it to describe China's great rejuvenation into the world's sovereign superpower. So it's set in real-world China and follows a pompous and corrupt government official charged with replacing people's dream with government propaganda via brain implants. A fearless critique of a regime that condemned his first book, which was about China's one-child policy. And this latest book of his was termed as spiritual pollution. But then, in Hian's word, I've never allowed myself to not write something for the fear of consequences. That would be the death of the literature in my mind. I don't know who this author is, but what he just stated is really commendable. The next book we have is Beartown by Frederick Bachman. Bachman. I've heard people say it as Bachman, but it's written Bachman, so I'll say it Bachman. Okay, so the next book we have is Beartown by Frederick Bachman. Last October, a gust of fear swept through North Carolina's Rockingham County School District. A book parents said was having a terrifying effect on the 16-year-old child. The outcry erupted after it was discovered that Beartown by Swedish author Frederick Bachman has inveigled itself into the McMichael High School's curriculum without pre-approval. So published in 2017, it tells the story of a rustling forest community that pins its hope on glory and economic revival on its junior hockey team as it competes in national championships. But the expectations on the young boy's shoulder weighs heavy, culminating in a violent act that will leave one girl traumatized and the town in disarray. And parents have complained about its vulgar, graphic and just unnecessary subject matter, and the school board leapt into action, voting swiftly to pull the book from the honors class required reading list. And out of all the books that we've discussed right now, this is the book that I know more about because I've heard so many people reading it and recommending it and saying it to be so powerful and thought-provoking, and I even ordered this book, and let's see, whenever it comes, I plan on reading it. Again, many trigger warnings here, and I see why parents don't want their children to read it. Next book we have here is the most famous, Kafka on the Shore by Murakami. So, let us see what it reads. When US State Representative Amy Arata picked up her 17-year-old son's school copy of Murakami's Kafka on the Shore, she did not like what greeted her eyes. She was so shocked by what she read that she felt compelled to introduce a bill to criminalize educators who teach it. She said, "It's really sending the wrong message to kids about what's appropriate." Arata told a local news station in 2019, citing the book's obscene and very vivid descriptions of sex. "I opened up to a page that made me go, wow, this isn't normal." So, I don't really know what this book is about. I've heard many people rave and talk about it incessantly, but I really don't know. The most interesting one up till now, Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. So let's see what people have to say about it. Christian groups have compared this series to rat poison mixed with orange soda and a doorway that will put untold millions of kids into hell. So in September 2019, St. Edward and Catholic School in Nashville banished the book from its library after its pastor took exception to its portrayal of magic. In an email to parents, he described the books as a clever deception. The curses and spells used in the book are actual curses and spells, which when read by human being risk conjuring evil spirits into the presence of the person reading the text. Got to know about many banned books. And by banned books, I do not mean books that you can't read. You definitely can read. And if I'm not wrong, in America, people also celebrate this banned book weeks. They have this banned bookathon wherein they read a list of books that have been banned just to promote freedom of speech and expression, which is a really great idea in my mind. And so, you got to know about many banned books, I got to know about many banned books, and I on purpose have not included many classics because most of us know about the books like To Kill a Mockingbird or Lolita or The Great Gatsby. These are the classics that have been banned for various reasons. And so I thought, let's do something new. And I really didn't know about any of it. I just read it to you. That was all for today. I hope you liked it and thank you for watching and meet you next time.